Welcome back, everyone. Let's play Decisive Campaigns, Barbarossa, episode number 26 now. And we get to finally get on with the main event. And I was just, like, looking through this. This is enormous. What is this? 8, 5, 13 here, 4 there, 17 plus 10, 27, 28, 30... 32, 34, oh my gosh, 44, 49, 54. There's 54 units. I mean, I guess subtract maybe 4, so we'll call it 50 divisions. This is by far the biggest encirclement we have done. So this is, yeah, this is where all the marbles are, and this is what we're going to get to play out. We'll see the end of this turn. We probably won't get to the next turn because Army Group Center and South are going to take a long time. We'll do the end of turn processing, and then we'll see if we are able to hold it. Now, I've been doing a little bit of prepping as usual. I think it's possible. I mean, this is a desperate thing to say, that I think it's possible for us to hold this, but I do. I'm going to do some shuffling around, actually quite a lot of shuffling around. I'm trying to remember where everyone's supposed to go. So you're going here, you're probably going to end up, you're the lower one, so you end up here. You're only going, I don't know where you end up, I think you end up here, but mainly I need you to end up here. And then, yeah, you can just end up here so that we have every part of the road covered. You're going to switch over to Gomo because that's actually much more important than just taking the swamp, which we don't need at all. I don't think they're going to be able to move 1, 2, and then move a third, especially because this is enemy territory, so I think it's probably like 40-40, and then I don't suppose that they get the extra 20 action point bonus. That puts us, with 4th Army, going to need to shift closer, but can't move them to the northeast at all, because then we'll alienate our poor Gomel unit. So yeah, we have some restrictions, but really we don't need to be moving north very much. What I think we'll be doing is, so 2 of you guys can do that. Or 3 of you, really. Oh no, there's 2 of you. There's only 2 here. I definitely think one person should take the forest. Should the other one move up here? You can only get to yeah, well, shoot. I mean, honestly, that's almost surely what you'll end up doing. We could put somebody here. And not just somebody, but a Hugo. So we'll probably do this. Oh, we could go all the way around. I'm kind of a fan of doing that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it is 5. And put you here. And then you can go like crazy. Okay, good. So probably this unit will move back. If they don't, we have a nice 5-sided surround on them. But we're putting pressure on this group, I mean, from kind of the wrong direction. Eventually we will want to wear them out, but why not just let attrition take its toll? I'll probably liberate, you know, that's what I gotta do. I gotta shift more of these guys further to the southeast. But anyways, while we're already over here, I can take care of some of the easier things, which is just like moving units this way. I think we'll do something like this. I'll move both of these guys. In fact, I'll probably move you over here just to take that territory. And you'll be ready to move back next turn. Where we don't even need to do the siege on this. And I actually thought that we would get the, take the zone of control. But it's fine. If they want to vacate the city, that's, I mean, they're dead no matter where they are. At this point, I think it's a moot point. They are not going to survive. We can move here, which won't put us in harm's way, or we're not really in harm's way. This unit's at 100. In fact, it's entrenched and everything, so that's a good spot for us to be. Okay. Now, this one conscript unit is kind of in the way. I don't think we're going to attack the motorized. They're already a little bit lower on their supply, and they're cut off, obviously. So what we want to do, yeah, I mean, there's lots of little movements. Maybe I won't even talk about all of them. So what I was trying to do is hold the forest here. And I think we can still do that. Move this unit back this way. And we'll just keep an eye on this. I want to move him forward as well. That's as far as we can go. Can't go further southeast, otherwise we'll drop that unit. This unit is probably going to be needed over here. We don't really need to control this front. I mean, honestly, the forest is what we'd want to take if we were trying to hold anything, but look at everything is a secondary issue, is a minor, tiny, minuscule, like we can't even really consider it in the face of trying to hold the big encirclement here. We just don't want this to break back open. So that's got to be priority number one. So for that, yeah, we need to surround this first motorized, which is obviously not that important either, but it might end up being the path of leakage if we aren't careful. So what I wanted to do was get these guys to move this way, and then we should have the units. So you have 76, that's pretty low, so 59, I'll move you here because I think that's the lowest in that stack. Okay, 81, 81, and 91. Good, good, good. So this is better. We may want some of these guys. I was gonna say to do an attack, but you know what? Probably not. Can you move? Oh, you can move over on this side though. You also could do an attack though. If we move any unit to do this attack, probably. Okay, we have 3 units here, and we already have 4 sides of surround. So we only need 2 more units, which means one of these units absolutely can do this attack, and we can attack with the 35th. This is a weak conscript unit, and it's down to 34 readiness. So I think we're just going to try to attack it with some infantry to get it out of the way so the zone of control doesn't affect us quite as much. This 15 goes down to 5. That's the motivation. Well, I might as well attack it though with the highest readiness unit, because we only need to get to here and to here. And they can both do that. Good. Let's do this attack. Push them out of the way. Okay. I mean, at first I wasn't sure if it was going to go well. I was expecting it to go very well. And in the end it did. It went well enough. Maybe not as well as I was expecting, to be honest, but that's fine. Okay, so technically you can move in here. We may end up actually having you shuffle. This looks, in fact, a lot more appealing to have you help protect our panzer unit. I don't really care. This guy can find a buddy somewhere, but... Okay, so you are the 70, so we'll have you go here, and you're the 71, so you'll go here. That means this unit can be liberated as well. You can also move in and defend the tank, which means, honestly, the tank will probably be shipped off somewhere else, because 2 units in the hex is really all we need. Can anybody else take that? You can. Well, you're a better candidate to take it than this guy, who, well, I guess he can't do really much else. And you can move pretty far forward. That's great to see. We'll keep you a little bit towards the south. And what's your radius right now? So you're probably going to need to move forward, and absolutely, yeah, you definitely can. Move you here, and we'll probably even move you one more to the south. Well, we don't really need to. The question is whether to move you one more to the east, but I think we're having truck issues already with Army Group North. I'd like to get you, in fact, maybe I should be getting you, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I'm going to move you south for the moment, just for a second, because that looks like it'll be only 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 1, 2, 3, 4. We were 5 off-road last time, so now we're 4. But even moving back down by 1 will only be 3 off-road. Which I think I'm going to do. I just want to make sure I'm not going to leave this. I'm pretty sure that this motorized is going to end up moving south. I mean, we'll do it. But okay, this is the unit we attacked last time and really depleted their forces. They're down to 31 readiness. It's kind of unfortunate to see that they're that far. Now, yeah, this thing though. What do we want to do here? So, fascinating thing, we could come in and we can do an attack on this unit, and I do want to do that. In fact, in a weird way, I think it's actually more important to get... So this SS is now going to be responsible. This is the unit. The 2nd Panzer Group HQ... No, sorry. The SS Motorized Division, the Reich. I do not want to rename the unit. Everything... This guy is the linchpin. Because either he goes here, and... You know, if he's there, he's the one holding the corridor. Or he moves here and then he attacks into the forest, which I really do want to take. They have 2 weak units guarding it right now. And I think we can take it. And if we have motorized entrenched in the forest, we're in good shape. Obviously, the armor, not so much, but they'll probably move out to here or there. You know, we have this one free now. And honestly, all the motorized and all the... Pretty much all of the 3rd Panzer Group is now at my disposal to guard this gap. Anybody who's not infantry, they probably can't make it all the way. And honestly, they're what is their fatigue? Oh my god, 28 fatigue. How do they even have readiness at this point? I don't know. I don't get it. But they're doing great, so good on them. Yeah, so wow, these guys, even the one way up here and they can both do attacks. So we're going to get a lot of reinforcements to guard the gap, which means I think the best thing for us to do is to do this attack. Can you can get in? I want motorized. Yes, that's it. This is the one. I want motorized in there. And that's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to do this attack with all three of them. Go on. And I don't care about moving the tank in there. As I said, this is great that we didn't lose anybody too. Readiness stayed high. It's just crucial. So they lost 9 cav, bunch of units. Oh, is that a KV-1 that they lost? No, it was a T-34. Okay, but I'm still allowed to get excited about that. Now the important thing, yes, come in here and your entrenchment is 42. Your entrenchment is 45. Good enough. I don't care. Good enough. And you can move and do another attack even. These guys are going to stay. We need them at peak readiness, which it's only 70, 72. I think it's good enough to hold, but obviously we have other things to hold, like this hex itself. We also have to hold this hex, which I think will be a little easier. I can probably coordinate things from the south. So look, they also piled up 5 forces over here. That's threatening. So the 70 is probably going to be the one who moves to the north here. And then we're just going to see who gets far enough forward. I mean, it's madness. Everyone's moving. And you need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to be here. That's the furthest south you can be. So you will probably stay exactly there. The motorized is going to shift. Okay, well this infantry is going to go in here, and then this motorized is going to go up here, I guess. Is that what I want to do? This panzer group can move there. You can move here. We have infantry, and that means this motorized either... So we have... Yeah, it's so tight. It's so tight. We have only 1 unit guarding this entire front. Now, do we trust my infantry to be able to hold this? I think so. And they're not at the point of attack. I'm much more nervous about this unit being attacked, so we're going to move the motorized to support that. There's almost some sense in having an attack done here against these guys, just to prevent them from being able to attack us next turn. It's kind of the same. These units, they didn't have a high readiness last time, but now they do. So we'll have to see what the Soviet commander does. I mean, if I were him, those guys would all be going into they'd be all going into the grinder trying to break open the pocket. But I hope that we can discourage that from happening just by manning a pretty good defensive front. So this is actually a pretty well defended hex now, because they're going to have to attack into the forest. And yes, we take penalties for a lot of our guns and stuff because it's the forest, but our infantry does not take. And these are the heavy infantry. They're not going to take any malices. So we should be in pretty good shape, basically. Alright, what else? So move here, move you here, move you here, do a cav 3-sided attack. In fact, we can do 4 even. I still think it's worth it. Maybe even go like a little bit more aggressive. We can do an attack here just to push them back. Okay, that was nice. I actually want you to move there if you can, and you can do an attack on this unit, which is good. So you're going to move here and do the attack from there. And you're going to move and do the attack. Yeah, I mean, it's not critical that this happens, by the way. We don't have to do an attack on this unit, but it's going to give us more defense in depth. And I think that that's pretty important. Probably this motorized is going to end up in this hex. If we can, I think we'll try to avoid having the motorized attack because they're better on the defense anyway. Surprised we lost so many units considering we attacked that guy from 3 sides, including big flank. Was it 60% bonus? I'm just guessing. But anyways, we lost a Panzer II and 2 Panzer IIIs. Took out 2,800 cav. I mean, what's their readiness at the end? 18? At least we know that that unit's not going to be doing an attack on us next turn, so that's the critical thing. Let's get the motorized down here to defend. And now what we have is a nice open spot. and an open spot here. Now that's super dangerous. I think we might do it though. What this would be is a sacrificing of the 20th Panzer Division. We're just kind of... We're sealing their fate if we send them in here. But I'm gonna do it because I guess we really do need that, right? We have now a 1 layer... We have 2 hexes, right? So we have enough... We have some defense in depth. I don't think either of these units will be attacked because... I mean, what? Was this guy gonna attack them? In fact... if we could attack this unit, we would. It's going to slowly recover, but this stack can probably attack some of these guys. In fact, this is bad from the perspective that if they attack these units, oh, the infantry might move into the marsh. But if they were to put some units here and then attack from both sides, they would reopen the lines. And, you know, that's going to be... Oh, it is plain, so we could recover it next turn. They're going to lose a turn of supply. Anyway, I don't want to, like, spend too much time doing this. I was really trying to work through all the options ahead of time to get this all done. So you move forward, and you can't do anything. I maybe can just go through everyone. I think we're done, basically, but I think I can go through everyone and make sure that that is actually true. All units are within my command radius, which is good. Double check it there, and that's definitely true. Yep, everyone's there. So I think we're in good shape. We just barely made it work, and poor Guderian's forces really need to... This is like way too spread out. We want to consolidate this line a little bit more. But, you know, it's not that bad. We have like an infantry-based stack with an armored-based stack in both these hexes. A strong Panzer Division all by itself. It's also... I mean, there's not a big threat to it. And then this is probably the weakest part, is we have an HQ with infantry, like, very close... like, within 2 hexes, there is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 units within 2 hexes of this guy, and they can definitely just move in and attack. That's like, you know, less than great. But if we can just survive one more turn, we can pull in these guys and have 4th Army take over the defensive positions. Like this unit. What are you doing? You don't need to be here. In fact, you shouldn't be here. You should be... But we'll just leave those 2 guys together defending. Why not? Best buds. We'll fan out along this road, make sure we hold it with 4th Army next turn. And be able to push the cav and the infantry further forward, which means that, like, these... Well, I don't even know if we'll hold the road. In fact, maybe the new road we have to take is Smolensk for the, you know, the double rail. Well, there's a lot to consider here, but the most important thing is going to be how is this turn resolved? You know, it's really up to the Soviet player. Soviet commander, it's in their hands to probably break out. If they really push, I think that they could. We'll see if it happens, though. Alright, well, we made our move in Army Group Center. It's time to do... Well, I guess we don't really have to make our move. We just got to finish up some things in Army Group South. 3rd Romanian is idle. 6th Army with 1st Panzer Group with 17th Army all kind of have to coordinate the finishing up, the mopping up of these forces. I think for sure we'll end up taking out this pocket. I'm not sure exactly how... I mean, I've done some theory crafting. I've seen how far the units can go type stuff. I think, for example, my HQ will end up back in this city for 1st Panzer Group, and we'll pull the 1st Panzer Group units, its subordinates, back a little bit closer. That should resolve the supply issue for at least one turn. We can get some good fuel to the HQ, and then they can move forward. I don't know where exactly they'll be needed. Probably around Kharkov. I mean, that seems like it'd be a great place for tanks. Let's get on with it then. Let's see. We will move you here. And do a 5-sided surround. We do this attack like so. This is pretty good. Now, I guess before I do that, let's see how the attacks over here would go. So I want to attack this unit, and it's actually at 100% readiness. We can move across and do the attack. I think I will take the extra firepower. 40% bonus. It's pretty good. It's about 5-1. We should be able to win this handily. Yeah, that went well. This is like, it's like the only unit that still has like 100% readiness. So, you know, this unit, obviously, if it moves anywhere, it can't move again. But we might be able to do an attack on this unit as well, which is why I was actually considering keeping that unit back. Since third Romanian is not active this turn. We could still probably do it with a couple of the forces. No, literally only 2 forces. I'm not, well, you know what? I think I'm going to do it just because I want to eliminate the possibility. I don't know why they would, but they might jump forward, and that just, the cleanup of that will be messy. So let's go ahead and do this. Just hopefully we don't take too many casualties. Good. I mean, they didn't take any casualties to speak of, really. Only 400. We didn't take any. The most important part of that is just the control. We control that territory now, which is good. Okay, and you can probably move up and just continue to pin those guys in. I do like the fact that we move up, which will put zone of control on this hex, which will prevent this unit, which has actually got its readiness up, even though it's a very light unit. So we don't worry about this unit, but we just worry about this unit taking territory or doing flanking maneuvers. I don't know. It's probably sufficient just to move here, because they probably cannot move twice. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll do this, though, instead. And turns out we do have a new unit here, which I was surprised to find, but we'll move them along. We're probably going to have them move just southeast directly to get into this mess. 6th Army is going to kind of take over for the fighting over here. So having done that, we know exactly who's available, and basically we know who's not available, which is most of them now, to do this attack. And this is still 2 full units, 2 full infantry. Now they're conscripts, and you know the readiness of these guys, the experience, sorry, not the readiness, but the experience of these units is just terrible. It's like 40 compared to 15. That's what it's supposed to be, very bad. I don't know if we want to get anybody else involved. We only have 1 unit here. No, I think this unit needs to end up staying here, because I may want to pull the 2 17th Army units out of this one. Unless, okay, well there's a lot of moving pieces here, and I'm sorry that this might be going a little bit slowly. It's because of that. I have 2, now this is a 1st Panzer Group type attack, so we got 2 infantry to line up there. We want 1 infantry down here. Or, I mean, we just need 1 unit. I guess we can shift. We're not planning to do any other attacks, so I guess we can do this with just pure infantry. Yeah, we'll move there. So the question is anybody who's... Okay, we have 2 infantry here. We're actually going to have to shift infantry all the way around unless we just let 16th Panzer assist in the attack. I'd rather have the motorized, though. I would really rather have motorized. In fact, you know what? I'm so like gung-ho about not doing that I am willing to just... Yeah, this is very weak anyway. We don't need to worry too much about this. We'll do a full-sided... all sides of attack. But there's no other units that we can attack with that are not infantry. So we're doing exactly what we need to. And this is obviously overkill. 200% bonus. Like 430. So that was sufficient. I didn't need to overthink that one too much, even though I pretty much did anyway. Okay, good news that we got that one out of the way. This is important because we are clearing a path for 17th Army moving forward. So yeah, this is kind of another question, is what to do about 17th Army. I'm going to move 1 unit down south. I'd like to take that road and put pressure. I mean, this is just a fuzzy word, pressure. I don't know really what it means, but I guess just be close to the city. I don't know if the Soviet commander is going to respond and maybe position troops in the city. I don't have any intention of taking that one for the moment. But I wouldn't mind seeing, you know, they have a sizable number of conscripts coming in. These guys have even lower experience, thankfully. Well, some of them. That one has 15, probably because it's Cav. No, this one has 15. I mean, there's also Fog of War. We don't know exactly what that value is, not until we attack them. Anyway, I think that even though this one does have 2 infantry, we're going to allow 6th Army to take some losses here, I guess, because I don't see a way. I want this unit to stay there. Yeah. So we're just going to do this attack with 5 units. Get 150% bonus. It's still 3-to-1, so you can see that this is why I would love to have gotten at least 1 more unit in there. 62nd just didn't make the cut. I mean, could we do it? Well, I'm just going to do this and we'll see what kind of losses we take. We can judge my results afterwards. Well, that's pretty good. Only taking 3. It's hard to say, of course, without a statistical representative number. We might have just gotten very lucky on some die rolls. But if this is a like mean or average type case, then yeah, we did pretty well. It was the right move not to involve further 6th Army units. Okay, so then some of these units are going to want to protect the road. Most of them are going to want to transition south. Again, this is 6th Army has the artillery. They're the force that should be clearing this pocket up. But we have no hurry. The only hurry with clearing this pocket was simply because we need a small enough pocket for 6th Army by itself to encircle, so that 1st Panzer Group and 17th Army can get off and do other things. That's the real concern here, is just, you know, having enough forces to... I think we still want 1 unit, so if you can only move there, you'll probably end up... Yeah, like this unit is probably... Okay, well, where can you move this way? You can. So let's get you all the way down here. Can we have any units? This is weird. Oh, you can get there. That's perfect. So let's have you move here. And you can move down. No, you can move there. That's it. And you can move all the way over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. I think that's fine. We'll do that. And we took all that territory too. Hey, that's great. That's actually fantastic. Let's see. So I'm just going to move this unit back here. This is how I plan to resolve the truck issue, just for this turn at least. I'll turn on the HQ range so I know where to go. Yeah, actually, we can get this... The Hungarian motorized can just move 2 hexes down here. I was thinking of moving 1 hex and then down so that we take this... So we don't have to worry about flipping it later. I don't know if we want to do that or not. I mean, obviously some of the HQs got away here, but we are hopefully more than making up for that in our efforts in Army Group Center, where it looks like we're going to pick off 4 of them. And we still got 1 this turn, so political points will flow. Yeah. So how exactly to... Yeah, so you're the only unit left? You are. Well, I mean, this is a no-brainer. We need 1 person to close the pocket. It's a little bit weak, even our defense here, since... We only have 1 6th Army infantry surrounding this, and this is still like a sizable stack. 9 units. Jeez. Another 5 over here. I mean, even it would have been great to attack this unit because they have such a high attack stack, 283, that they would take pretty big additional losses just having too many troops crammed in there. But like I said, we don't have the ability to really do anything. We sent this guy, you know, gallanting forward just so I want to do anything else. I mean, I think I want to stay here. If I move this unit forward, actually we're okay if I move this unit forward and that guy gets into the blue and that guy stays in the blue. So this is probably the best thing to do, is move that guy. Yeah, that was perfect. Okay, good. This guy's still in the red. He was in the red before though, so that's fine. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, so now essentially 6th Army is going to try to come on down here as soon as we clear up this little area, and I feel like we're very close to closing this off. 3rd Romanian can help there. 6th Army continues this encirclement. I know, we gotta go. Timing. Alright, 17th Army. Now, we have some units up here, so if I move forward across this way, they'll still be in range. So we can do that. And in fact, this is a good move because those guys will still be in range, and now we have that forest, which is I think where we want to get to. So basically it's time for these guys to move forward. Where do we want you? Good question. I think we'll move you here, and we have this unit, which I feel like we should just take the forest. I'm always worried about trying to clear them out of the forest. So let's just get into there. We're relying on this 1 unit, the Slovakian Infantry, 2nd Slovakian Infantry Division, to hold Pavlograd by itself. Now they are getting pretty good entrenchment, and they are up against conscripts. I feel like they can do it. I'm actually very optimistic for them. But, you know, it's still worth saying that we did take everything but 1 division out of the city. We also want to be shifting forces, so let's see. You guys can move. I think both of them are the same. Yeah, so 1 goes here for sure. Do we want 1 further south? The only reason why I would want that is if I want to try to... I mean, this is the 46 Cav is now on our side of the Dnieper. Yeah, so that, I mean, that's worth considering. that we got somebody kind of who could be a little bit of a threat behind enemy lines type stuff. I think your only sensible thing to do for you is to probably move you close to Pavlograd, but in a way perhaps where we can react to forces coming down from Kharkov, so we'll put you here. Yeah, then it's you. It's you. Well, one way we can very easily defend all of our territory here is just by putting you here, but I prefer you here. That will exert zone of control here and here. Well, nobody is exerting zone of control on Krivorog, but that will... yeah... I don't know. I'm going to be a little bit safer. I hate to do it, but I'm going to be a little bit safer about this. Actually, that's stupid. I shouldn't have done that, because the first armor down here, I knew already, because I checked this, that they can move up there, and that would be perfectly fine. What we'll probably end up doing is shifting... I mean, I'm probably going to end up doing that anyway, so they just don't move in. Although, you know what? It's fine. If they move forward, we can move behind, and now we can't quite cut them off. Yeah, I'll pause and think about that in a second, but let's just finish off what I want to do here, which is not a whole lot. Basically just shift. So we only have one 6th Army unit, and this is such a sizable force with the 2 attacks that could happen here. I think I will leave one 17th Army unit, and they are just barely in range there. We plan to get them out, but you know, that's after 6th Army comes down, so, you know, everyone has to pull their weight right now. It's a tough situation. People with 99s need to start shifting over. 89. Okay, so who's staying here? The 65, you're staying there. And really nobody else has to. So I think everybody else is going to cross. Okay, down to just one unit there. And now we have a whole bunch of people who... only you can move, and you can move across. I think we'll do exactly that. Don't expect that this, very much the weaker division, is going to do any attacks. We're kind of setting up really for 17th Army to help do the attack here. Or maybe from this side, they'll do 3 attacks. And 6th Army will be involved from the north. Of course, they have the artillery, so we prefer them to be involved. But this is a very weak hex. We probably could have attacked it this turn and had very good results. We didn't end up doing that. I don't know. Maybe it was the right thing, maybe it wasn't. If we get all of them stuck into the same hex, I used to think that that's tough because then you have to fight this massive force. But, you know, with the attack stack limit for defenders over 200, that should work actually in our favor. Okay, we're going to still waste a little bit of fuel to do this, just to grab that extra territory. Because I'm a sucker for territory. We'll move you here, we'll move you here, so now you're all back. Just the name of the game right now, get people inside the territory. And that's everybody, but for infantry, we don't have any reason not to move them forward because... they're not wasting fuel. So let's get them a little bit closer to the attack. We have one here. We have 2 here, so let's move you up here then. And you can't move anywhere, so we'll just keep you there. You can move here. I think I would like you to move all the way forward then. That's potentially a weak point. We have a lot of armor already sitting there, which is completely unnecessary. But you know what? I think the armor that's kind of hanging out on the outside, there's no reason for them to get involved. Probably the next step for 1st Panzer Group, by the way, is to move into this area, between Kursk and Kharkov. Maybe take Belgorod themselves. Because 6th Army will be a little bit slower. So it's weird that we're just going where the open plains are, and that happens to be this area, obviously very naturally. So despite the fact that our rail is being cleared in the south, it looks like 1st Army, 1st Panzer Group's actually going to head up this way. The wrong way. So that's... well, I don't know, it just worked out that way that we took this area a lot faster than I expected. And now the north is the open plains where the tanks should go. South. We have a little bit more to do. Let me pause and rethink. Yeah, I only spent like 3 seconds rethinking. I already remember what I wanted to do here. We can do this attack with 2 people. This is already like really overwhelming force. This is a strength of 6 for crying out loud. So we should just blow right in here, and that will be the cutoff that... wow, that did not... surprisingly did not go well. I mean, we just didn't... I was expecting that... I was fully expecting that unit to be shattered. And it didn't, but that's... alright, that's fine. So we can do the attack on this unit as well. With you... sorry. You. And you're a little bit lower on readiness, 36, so it's not like we're... in great shape there. You're a 34, so you're going to stay there, but there's the 94. Move you forward. 37, so you're not going to be involved in this combat. 28, similarly, those guys aren't going to be involved, but you will. 67, here's a 99, which will get involved as well. 40 versus 35, so we'll take 35. 67 probably could also be involved. I don't mind just having overwhelming firepower here, since I think that with this we'll have a lot of... Yeah, we have room for one more, basically, so just go on and get in. I mean, in fact, I'll just do all, because that's what we want to do, except for take off these 3. And there it is. Perfect. I mean, this should be a slaughter. It is. Look at that. That was actually spectacular. But it shows you that even though it's a little bit of extra effort, and it's definitely a lot of extra action points, I feel like attacking with overwhelming superiority is helpful sometimes. I can't say for sure, obviously this is all statistics, so we just have to infer from some statistical result. But it looks to me like the extra attacking sides and the units ended up, like, resulted in a lot more kills. Beyond just the Shattered, that was a tiny division anyway. But this one, they lost 20. It's really good. Yeah, so 5,000 for 0. I hope that it doesn't really even matter. Why would I say that? Because I'm hoping that we starve this unit out and it just becomes irrelevant. 70, 65, 150. Yeah, so we know that they're going to be stuck in here. There's another 150. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was expecting to see, I should say. I know that they're going to be in there and they're going to be hard to dislodge. So hopefully they're a lot easier to dislodge when they just starve. That is, I mean, the grim truth. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so let's move you in, and really we want people, even if they're lower on readiness, to start preparing to cross the river. So we have 3 here. We probably don't need 3 here. Who's the highest readiness? You and you, both of you. Well, you have 41 and the other one's 40, so I guess you are the one to move in down here. 2 defending here is fine for me. In fact, we'll move the 11th Army headquarters a little bit closer as well. And then again, this 1st Army armor... Oops, I hit F1. So I don't want them to cross here. That would be bad. I'm going to push back here. I think I'm going to keep this unit here for the moment. They can just recover slowly. I mean, there should not be any more... Yeah, the fatigue levels will all be very low. This unit, once they take Sevastopol, is free to switch over to the sustained offensive. But why not keep them on this position, on this aggressive stance for a little while longer? You know, I think that moving these guys against the Cav makes sense to me. Just to push them back across. What else is this army, armored unit good for? Nothing around here. I mean, is it possible for us to get across? No, Paracop's going to be defending. Yeah, there's just nothing. So we're going to put them up there, just wedge them in. Which is why the 296 didn't really need to position themselves a little further south. And I think that's all we're going to be doing for this turn, unless I do want to shift you, actually. In fact, I want to shift you. We have 3 here. We have 4 there and 3 there. So let's move you all the way down here. Keep 2 in there. These are 75, 44. I think that will be fine. I mean, these are weak units. If they do an attack, it's honestly in our benefit. It just wears them out faster. Although, in some sense, starving them out means they're going to be weaker the longer it goes on. Probably actually the best result for the Soviets would be if they attack. Then they might inflict some casualties, whereas they probably won't later on. But anyway, that's it. That's all we want to do, and I think that's actually all we're going to do for this turn. No, we're going to do the turn resolution. Oh, we're off. That was quicker than I thought. The big one is the big one. Here we go. Okay, what are they going to do? I was trying to take a drink of water. Also, there was a couple things I did before ending the turn. Minor things. Shifted 1 unit, switched artillery over to 4th Army in the center. Okay, they are pulling back there. That's interesting. Probably a good thing for them. Bad thing for me. Okay, there is some shifting. I think that there is some concern near Leningrad, which I'm happy to see that. Oh wow, an attack! Jeez. That was completely unexpected. I didn't see the results. I saw they had like 8,000 losses? They giving up that broken bridge? I'll take it. I would like to turn it into a real bridge. That would be the entry point for the southern part of Army Group South. They didn't do it. Oh god, thank God, thank God. Okay, that was... Whew. Situation, no substantial changes. Good progress by 17th Army and also by 2nd Army and Panzer Group Guderian on the Desna. The Eastern Front is relatively quiet, which must not, however, deceive us about the threat, chiefly at Trubchevsk and Bryansk. Some trouble seems to be brewing in that sector. Okay, no bonuses with North. I don't know why the North doesn't like us. 3rd, 2nd, 9th, and 4th. This is very good. Especially seeing it on 4th, honestly. And I didn't realize this. 4th Army is von Cluj. That's great. Anyway, so... Yeah, I put their artillery on 4th. That's why I'm happy to see that. And in the south, 1st, 17th, 11th, and 4th Romanian. Well, 17th, 11th, and 1st is very good. Only one missing from this is 6th Army, who has my artillery. But it's still, it's good. There we go. Okay, so we were very relaxed about our fuel usage. I mean, not relaxed, we were very tight. Didn't use very much fuel in the south at all. And look at that, we're up to 16,000. I feel like that's, these guys are at pretty much maximum. So hopefully their fuel is being shifted to the south, I don't know. We had a speech from the division commander today about how well we are doing. High Command expects the Russians to be defeated before the year is over. I'm starting to get tired of Russia and can't wait to get home. Sven says that if he doesn't make it home by Christmas, he will hold the Wehrmacht to account. I believe him. Unteroffizier Florian bawled out Sven for not putting out the cooking fire this morning. As if it mattered. What would it matter if Russia burned down? Oh, is that really why they would do it? Wouldn't it be for visibility reasons? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's just following standard procedure. So yeah, I guess we'll maybe go over the history quickly so that we don't have to do it next turn to try to get a leg up, and then we'll end the turn. After giving it a few more moments of thought, I realized it doesn't make sense to do the history now. It's going to be much more appropriate to do it at the beginning of the next episode as like kind of a refresher. So we'll just knock out the decisions, which will be one less thing we have to do next time. I just want to guarantee that we get all the turns done, 1 turn per episode for the rest of the series. That's my goal. I do have a lot of interesting things here that we can skip though. We're going to do the truck refit. That's definitely one we want to do. Von Lieb is happy, so we hope he actually gives us bonuses next turn. That would be nice. Main thing here is that we have the Führer Conference. So we want to lavish praise on the Führer because we want the highest chance that he gives us political points. That's great. Von Bach is not happy. I don't know why Von Bach is unhappy about this. Oh, wait a second. Does that mean that he reordered the priorities? Usually it's Von Brauchitz, which is upset, isn't it? Okay, his priorities are exactly the same. Leningrad first, Moscow last, Rostov third, HQ second. So then nothing has really changed here. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. And why are you... Are you at 50? That's great. Who got upset? Oh, I think it's Von Bach, but he's actually still Okay, well, fair enough then. Governor of Ostland, we're going to use our points to delay this as much as possible. We can do this, and this will delay it for, I think, to like 6 or 4 turns or something. And I think that's on might be enough time for us to just be done with it. But we can do this one, and then just basically just never. It basically just never happens. So 16 turns, and maybe it's 8 turns if we do the second option, which would have been free as far as political points go, but political points no longer a concern right now. Ambiguous orders. We can get this, which is basically a chance to get more political points. Again, we're lucky, we don't need those right now. So we're going to ask Army Group South, we're going to ask for help from Von Brauchitz with Army Group South. I think that that's the place where we need the action points the most right now, despite the fact that we have no fuel. Maybe even because we have no fuel, we need the infantry armies to do more. So we'll pay that political point penalty or bonus, and we'll do the rest of these off camera. So that's it. So wow, I mean, this I don't need to go to the history to really showcase what we're really interested in, and that's this. The fact that there are 10 troops lined up on this side, only 1 on that side, thank God. 3 on this side, but I mean, we have work to do in Army Group Center. We need to make sure we can hold the line. Hold the line! It's there, but we're starting to lose supply in some of these places too, so I don't know how to deal with that yet. Hopefully we'll have some decisions. I will come to some decisions before we record the next episode. I know 4th Army has their artillery now, so they can be a little bit more active on the offensive, if they're even able to, which is okay. Mostly not, but they can to a small degree. But really, it's only going to affect... Okay, that might be worth doing. We want to make sure that we attack these guys so that they don't attack and break out. Anyway, we'll cover all that next episode. For now, thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.